The man reincarnated as a cockroach, and somehow, he even inherited a cockroach's instincts. But when another roach invited him to eat poop, he refused on the spot. His buddy insisted the fresh stuff was the tastiest, but the man still said no, and even knocked the other cockroach to the ground. Not long ago, giant monsters burst out from underground. They destroyed cities like toys. Humans couldn't fight back at first, until a strange gas called the abyss started leaking out. Some people awakened superpowers, and finally had the strength to kill those creatures. But Jack, just an ordinary guy with zero powers, could only survive by hauling monster corpses for cash. One day, a massive worm-like monster shot up from underground. Jack ran for his life, but got shot by his human teammate. Instead, while Jack lay there helpless, a cockroach crawled onto his finger, and the worm swallowed him whole. When Jack woke up again, he realized he had become a cockroach. He was furious about his new form, but then the Roach God appeared before him. Jack immediately knelt and apologized, yet the Roach God didn't forgive him. He simply turned around and left. Since then, Jack called out to the Roach God every day, begging for forgiveness. But hunger eventually kicked in. Watching the other roaches enjoy piles of poop, Jack still couldn't bring himself to try it. Then a roach even brought poop over to share with him. Jack smacked him to the ground, and chose to stay hungry instead. When he could no longer stand it, Jack searched through the dump for real food. After finally filling his stomach, he started thinking about how to survive as a cockroach. But suddenly, a group of huge roaches showed up, and gathered everyone together. They said they were migrating to a place with more food, but they needed one scout to check the path first. Right then, the Roach God's voice echoed above them. He said if Jack completed the mission, he would finally forgive him. Jack agreed without hesitation. The next day, Jack and David headed toward a giant dam. If they could climb it, they'd reach a place full of supplies. The problem? The entire route was crawling with creatures that ate roaches. As Jack was trying to figure out how to avoid them, a giant cockroach appeared behind him, ordering him to start scouting immediately. Jack had no choice but to move. Soon enough, they encountered a group of large toads that began harvesting roaches like snacks. Jack calmly told David not to move. Toads detect motion first, but then the Roach God showed up again. He gave Jack two options: run away alone, or save another cockroach. Jack realized it was a test, so he chose to save the other roach. But during their escape, a toad swallowed Jack whole, and that failure was enough to pass the test. In the end, Jack gained the ability to devour other creatures, and was even granted the chance to rebuild his human body. Do you want the favor of the Roach God?